It's July 2006. A young girl is sitting in the wreckage of a destroyed city, the body of her brother bleeding out in front of her on the dry concrete. With tears in her eyes, she cries out to him, begging him to wake up. The scene then cuts back to exactly 1 year ago, the same young girl asking her brother for some ice cream. He replies to her that it's dangerous to go outside, to which she responds that he should go with her. So off they go. We can also see that in one of the panels there's a black goo on their doorstep, which could possibly allude to something. The sky is pitch black, but this does not deter the happiness that radiates from the young girl as she talks about all the food she wants to try. Ice cream, ramen, sushi, donuts, cake, steak, the list goes on and on. Her cheerful demeanor as she happily states that she wants to take a bath in milk is endearing in a way. It's nice to see the innocence of a child as it dims the bleak reality of where they live in the silence and despondence of a once bustling city. They reach the abandoned supermarket, and to her dismay, there's no ice cream. We also learn that the sister is blind. This is noted by her stating that the ice cream container is alight as she weighs it in her small hands, and her pale irises reinforce that as well. But her brother reassures her that they can just make it at home as he gathers the ingredients: powdered milk, frozen insecticide, and vanilla extract. As he does so, he tells her that there's a small spider on her. When she lets out a scream, he tells her calmly that the spider is separated from its family and is only wanting to return back to it. And so they return the spider back. As they do head back towards the house, a black van screeches to a halt beside them. The window is pulled down and we see a young, stressed-looking man converse with their brother, who we now know as Hakume. Goto introduces himself and tells them that he was a neighbor about 7 years ago and offers them a ride back. As he chats to them, he expresses his concerns to the both of them. Hinata cannot see, and Hakume's hair color is starting to fade. He proposes that he could get a doctor to check up on them, but is startled into silence when Hakume replies that he is fine, his tone icy and his eyes cold. The ride is silent until Goto speaks again. He talks about the pain of living, the bitter cold, the hunger that devours him inside out, the lack of medication that ultimately prolongs the suffering he must go through. His rambling is cut short when Hinata exclaims with hope in her voice that the night will definitely end. After all, her mum said so. Her mum made a promise with her that when the weather clears, they can all go on a picnic together, and he's invited. We see Hakume say family before this cut short by a large thud that shakes the car. Don't move. Hakume inquires if there is a flat tire, to which Goto confirms yes there is. However, there's sweat beading down his face. Clearly, something else is responsible for that flat tire. Suddenly, there's a cacophony of noise. Hinata, clearly frightened, clutches her brother tightly, and Goto is paralyzed with fear. The only person who is calm is Hakume, who reassures her that everything is okay and that he will sort it out soon. He opens the door. The monster has appeared. May 1999. A mysterious window appeared in the sky above the Shimaine prefecture. At the same time, strange monsters began to emerge. We see the military try to stop these monsters, yet to no avail. As the monster rages on, Goto realizes that fighting is pointless. They are all going to die a bitter death. September 1999. Black dust has blanketed the skies over Honshu Island. The monster population keeps on growing. The government announces that the abnormal weather conditions will be expected to clear up in 2 weeks. Goto is in a panic. How can he ensure Hinata's survival? Then a noise emerges from near the car. The body of Hakume stands up, thin branch-like structures withering around up his neck, his hand holding his decapitated head. With his upper face shrouded in the darkness, he states that he needs to be careful next time. After all, the creature has smelled his scent. So clearly, this has happened before, and perhaps this may tie in with something to do about his mother and the rest of the family. We're not sure, to be honest. He turns to face the creature, a looming presence in front of him, its mouth open, teeth bared. And it's gone. An empty expanse of a once ferocious foe. We turn to see Goto, who cannot hide his shock. This monster can disguise itself as a human. He's got to warn the others. Hakame interrupts him, stating that they should go now. Hand shaking, knife in his hand, Goto stabs the monster in the human skin. Hinata is still calling out for her big brother. Hakame stretches out an inhuman hand, and Goto believes that he's going to die. But Hakame reaches past him to comfort Hinata, telling him that he shouldn't shout, for that only heightens her fear. As Goto tries to warn Hinata, he sees that something is different. Looking at Hinata hugging Hakame tightly, something in him hesitates. Thanking Goto for the ride, the two make their way home, happy at the prospect of eating ice cream. As they chat, Hinata realizes that Hakame looks a little down, asking him if he's sad, if he's hurt. Hakame pauses to think. About the knife, about Goto. No, he's not sad. No, he's not hurt. Then he looks at her milky eyes, her hesitant expression. There's nothing for you to be scared of, Hinata. Not now, not ever. Really? Yes. Then promise me. Mum used to say ice cream tastes best in the summer. Summer is when the sun's really bright, and it's so warm you don't even need heaters. And when all the scary monsters are gone. Someday when the night ends, the sun rises, Mum comes home. The monsters are all gone. We'll eat ice cream together as a family, okay? As a family? You're right. One day we'll eat together as a family. Until then, I'll always protect you. I'm holding you to that.